Up first, continuing crisis. The death toll in Gaza keeps rising as the U.S. stands firm behind Israel's actions. All these and more on World Insight.
Now here's our lead story. Israel's assault on Hamas in the Gaza Strip has continued now for more than 3 weeks. The death toll has gone past 1,000, half of them innocent civilians. As the conflict drags the region into crisis, Middle East peace remains a difficult issue as the U.S. presidency changes hands.
Impoverished Khalid al-Dali struggled to feed his wife and 7 children. But everything remains in short supply, including fuel and food.
Since 1948 and then again since 1967, Palestinians have been leaving their homes. As you can see from our situation, we cook on wood fires and look for cartons in the garbage and in the streets. We are in a miserable situation.
A few days ago, he took in his sister and her family, who fled the shelling outside their home close to the border with Israel.
I fled our house where we had no food, flour, electricity or water. I have a wounded child and another child who is ill with a kidney infection, and we have nothing.
In Gaza, there are still some of the lucky ones among its 1.5 million residents. The war has left thousands of people homeless and more than 1,000 people dead, of which many are children. Israel's assault has sparked outrage around the globe. Amid the worldwide condemnation of Israel's military action in Gaza, the United States stood alone in its attitude toward the conflict.
I understand Israel's desire to protect itself, and that the situation now taking place in Gaza was caused by Hamas.
Over a week ago, the UN Security Council passed a resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza.
Ceux qui s'abstiennent.
Only the U.S. abstained.
Merci.
Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Olmert said he phoned George Bush to get Condoleezza Rice to abstain in the UN vote. The U.S. has denied Olmert's comments. True or not, the episode highlighted the special relationship between Israel and the U.S.
Israel is Washington's biggest friend in the Middle East. As a result, all governments in U.S. history have treated Israel's interests and security as priority in their Middle East policy. This is not going to change.
Israelis are concerned about whether President-elect Barack Obama will change U.S. policy towards the Middle East. Some analysts believe that Israel's campaign in Gaza is also a test for the incoming president. But Israel may not have to worry about future U.S. foreign policy. When Obama, as a Democratic presidential candidate, visited Israel in July, he delivered a preliminary message.
I'm here on this trip to reaffirm the special relationship between Israel and the United States, my abiding commitment to Israel's security, and my hope that I can serve as an effective partner.
During his campaign, Obama's candidacy was supported financially and politically by many prominent members of the American Jewish community. After Obama won the election, he chose Rahm Emanuel, a Jew, to be his White House chief of staff. In the U.S., the Jewish population has reached 6 million, even exceeding Israel's 5 million. The U.S. economy and politics are deeply influenced by many in the Jewish community. The mayor of New York City, Michael Bloomberg, is a Jewish billionaire. On January the 3rd, Bloomberg flew to Israel. It was also the day Israel began its ground offensive. His one-day visit was intended to show his support for Israel.
We have to stop this carnage, and the ways to stop it is to have Hamas stop trying to kill innocents. And if they won't stop, then the Israelis have no choice but to use all of the resources at their command to protect their citizens. We would do exactly the same thing in New York City.
Bloomberg's so-called solidarity trip outraged Muslims in New York.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
In face of the condemnation, Bloomberg's response was quite ingenious, saying, "The bottom line is that we have a special relationship with Israel."
American Jews have a huge influence on the country, and pro-Israel principles will not change after Obama takes office. But I believe adjustments in the U.S. Middle East policy are imperative because the Bush administration has dragged the U.S. into a strategic mess.
During the 8-year term of U.S. President George W. Bush, his Middle East mission was considered a failure. Many hope his successor, Barack Obama, can produce more effective results.
The previous administration's policy has been disastrous to the region, has generated greater violence and instability. Let's hope that if they put together a team, it will be people who are knowledgeable, who are even-handed, and they will be backed by the presidency, and they will be able to influence events on the ground, not just indulge in an endless peace process or talks.
More than 30 years ago, U.S. President Jimmy Carter brokered a peace deal between Israel and Egypt at Camp David, which planted the seed for resolving the core of the conflict. In 1993, Bill Clinton hosted a signing ceremony of the Oslo Peace Accords, which brought hopes for peace between Israelis and Palestinians. Both were Democratic presidents. So, can Barack Obama, another Democrat, bring something to the Middle East?
I don't think Obama can make big progress on the peace process in his first term. Two basic conditions prevent him from resolving the issue. Firstly, Obama has too many things waiting for him. His first priority will be fixing the U.S. economy and then getting rid of the mess in Iraq. The Israel and Palestine issue cannot be at the top of his agenda. Secondly, neither the Israelis nor the Palestinians are very sincere. Public opinion in Israel is firmly behind the government, and the internal split in Palestinian politics is severe.
Violence has set off a new wave of mutual hatred and distrust among Israelis and Palestinians. A firm plan for peace has never emerged from behind the smokescreen, and seldom have rays of light shone in this war-torn land.
Well, let's stay with this story because the history of the region has been one of war and one of bloodshed. Over the years, skirmishes and attacks have been an almost daily occurrence between Palestinians and Israelis. But no matter how deep the feeling that runs between them, they remain neighbors, and conflicts only cause more suffering and turn the region into a war zone. Up next, George W. Bush's legacy. We're going to talk to you about that. Stay with us here.